Hi everyone, Major here and welcome back to Steel Division. The map you're looking at is Omaha. It's a 1 versus 1 game between my new 1st SS Panzer division versus Guards Armoured. The reason it's a replay is that, yep, I'll put my hand up. I forgot to hit the record button when I played the game. So just while we finish getting all the forces deployed, you can see I have 3 groups. Group on the right is going to go down and take this area here. The second group is going to take a broader response across that area, and this group is going to take that area. So it looks like a lot of forces. It's not really. How much more have we got to go? Should be pretty close now. I'll put it into the major view only. Right, so here we go. We're on our way. Units deploying. I've got a Stug that's going to take up position round about in here, and that will enable them to protect anything pushing on the left. Reconnaissance, just about reached position. These troops, you see where they're off to. They're going to take this little village here, and same with the Führer. This unit also going into that village. Up here, got a lovely little strong position here. I've managed to get my forces in before the British. They will be well cemented into that area. These guys going into different areas just to hold the line until phase B arrives. And this Stug is just going to quietly sneak up into here. Nice little ambush position if anything does try to push through the infantry. Anti-tank moving up, takes out the truck, but the infantry get away with it. They manage to get out, and this Stug still moving up into its initial starting position as ordered. So there we have, the dispositions are pretty well set. Not sure at this stage what the guards were going to do. If we go and have a look at the neutral position, still bringing forces onto the map. Go back to my view only. And around about this point, I was starting to salivate as I was thinking, well, we've got a command carrier, we've got a Humber, we've got a half track, with more half tracks moving up, and I was looking forward to phase B in order to get my Newberwerfers into action. But sorry, that's a bit of a spoiler alert, probably shouldn't have done that. But you can see here the British are not pushing too strongly. I'm happy to sit back in my prepared positions, or the positions I snaffled before they can get them, waiting for reinforcements and their heavier forces to come in at phase B. So here I'm just going to get the 222 over to this area, provide some supporting fire for the machine gun if anything does come out of that area. These Panzer Grens, pretty well entrenched. I didn't completely forward deploy them, gave them a little bit of cover with these buildings in the front. So the British have to enter the village in order to engage me directly. Over here, British are happy just to have a look. You know, we've got the Churchill 6 just sitting in the bushes here. It's not really doing a lot. It's just looking. And my guys are happy to sit exactly where they are, waiting for their elite Panzer tanks to arrive. So we've still got around about 6 minutes to go. And this, during the game, I thought was a bit like 1940. It was like the phony war. Everyone knew what they had to do, but no one was doing anything. So we'll just quicken it up a little bit. Now I'm just bringing in some anti-aircraft. There'll be one there. And there'll be another over here. Oh, sorry, it might go to over there, actually. Alright, so there's a few armoured cars advancing along this route here. Can't do much about that with all the tree rows. But we'll just bide our time. It's shame, it's ironic even though this is a destruction game, not a lot of going on at the moment. But if you look at it, it's 50-50. It just balanced itself out. So had it been a conquest game, there might have been a bit more pushing in order for one side or the other to get the advantage. Right, so AA is now deploying, and I'll separate the half track from the AA in case there is an aircraft attack, fighter bombers and so forth. And all the British units just sitting in their bushes, just watching, just looking. So the British just content for the time being to build up their forces. Now if we go to neutral, and now there's a, oh, Stuart 5, I was calling it a Trechard earlier. Glad the replay didn't come out well then. Alright, and I myself just bring up another, I think it's Stormtroopers, Storm Pioneers. 3 minutes to phase B. Let's just quicken up that tempo a little bit. No one's fired a shot yet. Stuart Honey is trying to get itself into position. All it eventually does is make itself cannon fodder. And here's about the moment where it occurs, just coming out into field of view of the Stug. And the Stuart gets a very nasty surprise. There we go, first kill of the game. There's nothing happening on the left flank. Humber's just looking. Its field of view is pretty limited. It can't see Jack. Oh, that's where it went to. Anti-tank gun. Can't see anything as well. So the Cromwell just sitting on the road. Quite defensive the way the British have deployed. Let's just quicken it up to phase B. Now the Stug, missed that, but the Stug was, I just positioned it to get a shot at the 2-inch mortar carrier. So 38 seconds. Counting down. And then we can start bringing in some of the heavier reinforcements, especially for the 1st Panzer. There we go. We're in phase B now. There we go. Nubelwerfers coming in. Should be followed by a supply truck. There we are. Half track moving into the village and meets a very untimely death. So moving the infantry into this other building to entice the half track to come down the road, and it very nicely obliges. So now I've got Bren carrier having a crack at that, so I move them back into this building. Here come the Nubelwerfers and 2 Panzer Mark IVs. Alright, so we get them deployed. And while I have destroyed 2 of the half tracks, there's still a few targets of opportunity there. The British have set up very, very defensively. And there goes another Stuart. Stug's just sitting there very, very nicely, waiting for the ambush. Pack 40 is going to come up. It's going to set up in this area down in here, try and get a shot at the Cromwell. Let's move the half track out of the way. No, you're going the wrong way, boys. Come back. Come back. Alright, the Cromwell's having a crack at the Pack 40. Now we've got to get the Pack 40 into the right position. Here we go. Moving down for the shot. Misses with the first one. Falling back. And bingo bango, it's history. There's another Stuart just got destroyed there in the centre. 5 minutes to phase C. Long way short of a satisfactory victory. Got a Panzer Mark IV that's moving up. Humber finds it, goes, oh, I'm out of here. So I bring the other Panzer Mark IV out very, very shortly. There we go. It moves back, so then this one comes out and we get the kill. So all of a sudden now, starting to get a little bit of momentum. So I've just pulled the Panzer Mark IV back. I'm not sure at this stage, if you have a look at what I can see, there's not a lot visible. And the Pack 40 is now having a crack at the Humber. It's bailed out, so we'll finish that off. Thank you very much. Now the Stug should be able to see, yep, you can see another Stuart that's come down the bush, down between the tree line and the village. Weapons jammed. Wise thing to retreat if you can't use your main gun. Meantime, I've now got some Panthers moving up. Oh no, sorry, no, more Panzer Mark IVs. With a Buff Stug, and they'll move up into this area, ready for when I think I've got the right moment to advance forward. The Stug is just waiting for this 2-inch carrier to move. Great graphics in this game, absolutely great graphics. There goes the command Stug, and it should be very closely followed by a couple of Panzer Mark IVs. There we go. In the meantime, got another couple of kills, up to 680 points now. So those 3 armoured vehicles will move over into this area. This other veteran Panzer Mark IV, great field of vision there. Anything approaching down the road, it's got its covered. Infantry try to approach from this direction. I've got a Panzer Grenadier squad to help provide flanking protection. The 222 is supporting the machine gun and vice versa with my Ukflara, my recon. Now got some Wespes moving in position to provide artillery support in that whole area there. Right now we're moving forward with Panzer Mark IVs, see what we can find out there. Also start moving some infantry forward. Nubelwerfers trying to take out those Bren gun carriers that didn't quite move as far forward as I thought they might. But nevertheless, push them back. Stug's having a crack at the trucks and the infantry. I think from memory, yep, Humber comes into view as well. I'll start moving forward the infantry. take up these front positions of the village. There we go. First squad just moved forward. The Führer's moving up. And it won't be long now before the tanks start rolling forward. Into phase C. British infantry squad just got knocked off in the village. Panzer Mark IV, there we go. Tanks in the open, not the best place for infantry to be. Websters are firing on this infantry, the Bren group. And now the Stug will get involved as well, pinned down, and they will eventually get knocked over. Almost retreating into the line of the artillery fire. So now moving up the Nubelwerfers and supply truck. I've moved my recon forward now. Just they're protecting the Pack 40. Pack 40 is going to have a crack at this half track coming down. Oh no, it's a carrier. It won't take much for that infantry to get knocked over. Have another crack at these half tracks. There's also a Sexton there. Oh, sorry, 2-inch carrier. Alright, this is the start of my advance. With that one Panzer Mark IV moving forward. Then has better field of vision. Machine gun moving forward into the village. Now the Stug infantry is advancing to the next tree line, right across the front. Panzer Mark IV will have another chance at the Stuart personnel carrier. It went quickly. Triple twos coming up in advance. Move the Stug 4 back away from the Humber and the Cromwell 6. Got a lot of Ju-88s coming in now. Going to bomb the crap out of the Cromwells and the Humbers. Oh, sorry, the AEC. And we've got the Humber. And of course, the Cromwell to retire. Focke-Wulf 190s coming out to meet the Tempest. And while it does get the drop on the Tempest and get the advantage, unfortunately the Focke-Wulf has a bigger turning circle than the Queen Mary and was unable to get around. Alright, now we've got British infantry surrendering. Still looking to drop its bombs. Alright, a lot of half tracks moving up. Right, now we're into the village. We can spot some targets. So the Nubelwerfers are going to town. They'll push those back, and then the infantry will then advance further into the village. Behind those come the tanks, and now rolling forward with 2 squads of Panzer Grenadiers, which will take these buildings. And the infantry, the rest of the infantry in the village are now moving forward up to the next village. Stuart Remy is about to get a bit of a surprise when it sees a Panzer Mark IV come down the street at it. And it quickly moves off. Infantry in the open, about to get another surprise as well, with 4 armoured vehicles coming out to say hello to them. Lone Panzer Mark IV there. Nice field of vision. Infantry, these 2 infantry squads will now move over to these buildings. Now we're really starting to get amongst them. I don't know why Stuart Remy with weapons jam would move forward, but that was suicide. Alright, got a Cromwell 6 moving down the road. Panzer Mark IVs are somewhat flanked. But the reaction the Cromwell receives from the Panzer Mark IVs, yep, that says it all, doesn't it? No match. So we continue moving through this village now, moving up. Alright, so we did lose an MG42, and I think thus far that's the only unit that I have lost. Another half-track approaching the Pack 40. Probably not the best idea. And another command carrier coming down the road also. Right, at this stage I've now got a couple of Panthers coming into the action, moving down the road. And they will take up position roughly over there. So we haven't got a lot of time left. Still well short of the victory target, 2,500 points. But the infantry are continuing to move forward, protecting the flanks of the tanks. Once the infantry is in position, the tanks will move forward a little bit more. There we go. Securing forward positions for the armoured vehicles to move through. Sexton is providing a bit of grief, so the Panthers will go in and fix that up. There we go. Sexton's gone. Now there's a Cromwell Mark 6. We knocked that over as well. So I'm still happy to sit content on the left flank. We're pushing more through the middle and the right. And if we have a look at what is remaining, there's not a lot left. Now, I didn't see any of this. This is the first time I've seen it. But you can see I've completely wiped the British on my right flank. So now the tanks are after the Sexton. Another one, looks like a Sexton anyway. Got a supply truck coming up to repair the Panzer Mark IV. Panthers are just holding the right flank. Do have an anti-tank gun that's engaged the tanks. But that hopefully doesn't last too long. There we go, we've gotten rid of the infantry squad that was approaching the lead Panzer Mark IV and also the anti-tank gun. Got a Ju-88 coming in to have a look at, say hello to the Sexton. It's under anti-tank fire and Ju-88's knock it over. Tempest comes out to have a crack at the Ju-88. Focke-Wulf forces it off, and eventually that is the last kill. So, kills. The Stug in the centre had an absolute field day. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 Stuarts, 1 Bren gun squad, assault pioneers, and a 2-inch carrier. Pack 40, if I moved up on the left flank, it also had a field day. What do you get? Cromwell, a Humber, a Stuart Remy, assault pioneers, another Stuart Remy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M5 half tracks, another Stuart Remy, universal carrier, absolute bedlam. Panzer Mark IVs also did their job, decimated the British infantry. Ju-88s chipped in for their bit, and even the Wespe got a couple of kills. So there you have it. That was the game. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun playing. It's just unfortunate. Everyone's missed out in the initial commentary. It's probably one of my better efforts. But I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to consider hitting the like or subscribe button if you want to be notified of upcoming content. But thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, it's the Major out. Bye-bye.